What's it mean to be at Prowl and Growl? And I mean, see the kind of reception you guys are going to get tonight.
Well, this is like game day at Clemson when you come to Florence. I mean, this place, they do it right. Charlie Grace is unbelievable. Just host and how he organizes this thing. And I remember coming down here many times, and it was in a little banquet room, and now I guess we're on the floor of the Civic Center here. And first of all, the Civic Center looked like it got a facelift out there. It looks great. A little renovation. It looks awesome, but it's great to be here. This is always a fun night because this is one of the best or biggest crowds that we will see, and a lot of good Clemson folks in this area.
You know, it's funny, we were talking to someone before we got here, and they said when you first got here, you remember there being about 400, 500 people. He said tonight he's expecting about 1,300 people. What's awesome. That kind of say, well, not only about Clemson's success, but about how you said Florence Town kind of really coming together for you guys?
Yeah, well, it's great, and we've had a lot of young men from this area that have come up and had a lot of success in our program, and again, just a lot of Clemson fans here, and so you'll have people coming from Myrtle Beach and Darlington and down in Pamplico and so forth. Kind of this whole surrounding areas will come in here for a great night. But just a fun time to get together and talk a little bit about Clemson and where we are in our spring, and just get together. That's what Clemson people do. They get together and they hang out and they enjoy all things Clemson.
Dabo, you got one of your big freshmen is from Florence area, Xavier Thomas. Obviously, he's got some great players in front of him, but what do you think we'll see from him this year?
Oh, I think you'll see him, find his way on the field at some point. And I think he's a guy that's going to get better and better as the season goes. He's everything that we thought he would be. Obviously, he's got some really good players in front of him that he's got an opportunity to learn from. But he is very, very talented. He's a gifted athlete, first of all. But his size and strength really are unusual for a freshman coming in. Just explosive power. So he had a good spring. The fact that he was able to come in early and go through spring and start learning, kind of get the learning curve shortened a little bit. And so we're counting on him to have a great summer. But I don't have any doubt that he'll be on special teams and he'll impact us somewhere along the line this season.
Turning to some guys you lost, the NFL draft coming up, obviously starting up tomorrow. What do you kind of expect from the guys that are going out there? And I mean, how's it kind of helped your guys with the Clemson name to see such success at the next level?
Yeah, well, we didn't have a lot of seniors. In fact, this is going to be the first year I haven't been to the draft in a long time. I think I've been maybe 5 or 6 years in a row or so, but I won't be there this week. I don't think we'll have anybody drafted tomorrow. I think tomorrow's just the first round, but it's exciting, because we are going to have several guys that are going to hear their name called, and that's a dream come true. I don't care if you're the first pick in the draft, the last pick of the draft, or a free agent. Anytime you get an opportunity to get a chance in that league, what an accomplishment. But I think we got several guys that will have the opportunity to hear their name called. So it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. But I'm really looking forward to seeing it play out Thursday. I guess it'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Coach, tons of talent returning on both sides of the ball, especially on that defensive line. Just talk about the expectations coming into this year. Tons of fans already talking national championship and stuff, but just talk about what you guys have to do to get better and just kind of progress day by day.
Just what you said, one day at a time. You can't. I mean, we know we've got a good team, and we're a team that I think we know we'll have a chance to have a good year. But if you start looking ahead and thinking about all that stuff, you get distracted. What we got to do is have a great summer. They're getting ready to have finals next week. Let's do a good job of that. They take a little break, and then they're going to come back. We're going to start the summer program, and we got to grind. I mean, we got to pay the price. We got to go to work. We got a lot to do this summer. We got a lot of knowledge that we got to gain. We got a bunch of guys that are improving. Not quite ready to win yet, but they're improving, and we need to get them in that category of, hey, we know we can go win with them, to go along with a bunch of other guys. And then just, focus on Clemson, get ready for Furman. That's all we need to be worried about.
It's kind of along those lines with the NFL draft. You know, not yet. You said not many seniors, not many guys going this year. It was really about the people that came back for you. I mean, just how important was that to have those guys back this next season for you?
Well, it's great. You know, I mean, they made a decision that they felt like was best for them, and as it turns out, it's great for us too. So you know, sometimes the decision that's best for them, you know, is what's best for them. It doesn't always work out great for us, but this year we had 3 young men that I think had a real decision to make, you know, and they wanted to stay and finish. And you know, they have a chance, I think, to be first-round draft picks with a good year, and that's what they're focused on. You know, just leaving a lasting legacy. Christian's already graduated, working on a master's degree. Austin's going to graduate. Clee's going to graduate in December. So, you know, those guys are really locked in to finishing. They got 8 months left before kind of the next chapter starts to begin, and they want to make it a great 8 months.
We good, guys? Can I get one more? Yep. Dabo, summer is when a lot of people say championships are won. 2 years ago when you guys won it all, you didn't have any off-field issues. Everybody was focused. Do you see any similarities heading into this summer to what you saw 2 years ago?
I think we've got more leadership than we did that year. This team's different. I mean, you know, we won the national championship, but we were very fortunate. I mean, we had a lot of we had a good front line, you know, of guys, especially defensively, kind of that first 11. But we had a big drop-off in experience in a lot of areas. You know, you remember Dexter was a freshman. Christian had to go play end. You know, Cleveland was a first-year player. We had kind of a little bit of all of that stuff in a lot of areas. Deshaun was clearly the guy, but you know, we didn't have similar depth. You know, Nick was a good player, but there was a difference between Deshaun and Nick. So we were very fortunate that, and you got to have some luck, you know, along the way. For the most part, we stayed healthy, and this team's a little different in that I think we've got more established leadership across the board, and we've got a little more depth that I think that's very similar. You know, that I see multiple guys kind of in my mind that are starters, regardless of who runs out there first. They're starters in my mind, and so that's exciting. And so we'll see. You know, I think it's still, you got to pay the price. And I think that this group, this is a team that's coming back that's won 40 games in 3 years. You know, they've won a national championship. They've won 3 conference championships. So they know what it takes. And there's no doubt in my mind that the summer is definitely when I think you make the biggest gains. So I'm excited about it. I'm ready for them to have a little break. But when they come back, I want them fresh and charged up and ready to go. And we had a big meeting this week, and we talked about, you know, what the expectations are, what we got to do. And I think the leadership of our team, I've met with the seniors on Monday, I think those guys are ready to take the reins and go have a great summer. So, you know, hopefully we'll be able to stay focused and not have any distractions.
Thank you, guys.